Thousands of Gulf residents are waiting for desperately needed financial relief, and joining us now from Houston, Texas, is Ken Feinberg, who was chosen last week by President Obama to oversee the $20 billion fund for the victims of the spill. Of course, he has a great deal of experience in dealing with compensating the victims of disasters. He performed a similar role after 9/11. Good morning, Mr. Feinberg. And I just want to pick up on Sharon Alfonsi's piece right there. Some confusion over Tony Hayward's role right now, and then another PR gaffe. How much more difficult does it make your job?
Well, it may make it more difficult, but BP and the administration have together made it very clear I'm running an independent claims facility. The BP program, claims program, is being transitioned over to me, and it'll be an independent facility free from BP.
And you've already met with 2 Gulf state governors, but you are meeting with BP today. What's your top message to them, and what's at the top of your agenda?
The top message is the message conveyed to me by the president and the administration. We want to get these claims out quicker. We want to get these claims out with more transparency so people have more certainty as to what they're going to receive. And we want to do it in the next couple of weeks so that people down in the Gulf who are in desperate financial straits as a result of this spill are receiving financial compensation.
And there are so many claims out there, $600 million in claims so far. BP says they've sent out 25,000 checks totaling $63 million. How are you going to speed up this process?
Well, I think we've got to speed it up. We've got to let people file online if they want, electronically. I think we've got to turn the claims around much faster. I think when an individual comes in and asks for emergency assistance, that person should not have to keep coming back for additional emergency assistance. We ought to give them a lump sum check that will tide them over until we set up a permanent plan. There's a good deal that we can do. We may have to have claim forms translated. Governor Barber and Governor Jindal told me last week there are many Vietnamese claimants. There are many Cambodian claimants. There are Spanish-speaking claimants. With the 9/11 fund, we had claim forms in 6 languages. We may want to do that here as well.
Of course, the devil is going to be trying to define what is a legitimate claim, that quote-unquote legitimate claim. It's pretty clear if a fisherman's lost his or her job, that's a legitimate claim. But where do you draw the line? You know, I read this report about a New Orleans strip club, the Mimosa Dancing Girl Strip Club, that says they're losing business because the fishermen don't have money to pay them anymore. Could they file a legitimate claim?
I think it may be that we will look to what Congress did in the 9/11 fund. You'll recall that Congress said if somebody claims that they have a collateral injury as a result of the attacks. I was watching TV in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I saw the planes hit the building, I fell down and broke my leg. Is that a legitimate claim? And what Congress said, maybe we should look to state law. If somebody claims, in your example of a strip club, that they received financial injury as a result of the spill, what would the courts of New Orleans say, or the courts of Louisiana say?
What would they say
about the legitimacy of that claim?
What would they say?
I'm dubious. I'm dubious about that claim. I'm very dubious about that claim. But I don't want to prejudge any individual claim. And I think that we'll study this, and we'll decide how attenuated claims can be that will be eligible or ineligible for compensation under this independent facility.
And then, you know, you also had the issue under the 9/11 fund of preventing fraud. It could be much bigger here with a $20 billion fund. I know you want people to file their claims quickly and you want to pay it out quickly, but then how do you prevent fraud?
Well, that's right. Now, with the 9/11 fund, you'll recall, out of 7,300 claims, there were only 35 claims of findings of fraud. We've got to do the same thing here. I give a great deal of credit to BP in setting up a claims facility. They've already paid out over $100 million. They've paid out emergency payments with relatively little corroboration. And where the problem is going to be, as you correctly point out, is making sure that this $20 billion goes to pay legitimate, substantiated claims and not fraudulent claims that we'll have to be very, very careful about.
Okay, Ken Feinberg, important work again for you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.